In 2016, Jamal was 23 years old, broke and desperate for a job. He had just graduated from college, full of hope and ambition, but 6 months later, he was still unemployed. Dozens of applications sent, a handful of interviews, no offers. Confidence was fading, savings were gone. He was sleeping on a friend's couch and eating instant noodles almost every night. Then, one morning, he got a call that changed everything. A startup in downtown Chicago wanted to interview him. It wasn't just any job, it was in the operations department, exactly the kind of role he'd been dreaming about. The kind of job that could change his life. The interview was in 48 hours. There was just one problem. Jamal didn't own a suit, no dress pants, no blazer, no button-up shirt, not even proper shoes. He had absolutely nothing to wear that could pass for professional. He called a few friends, hoping to borrow something. No luck. Wrong sizes. He checked thrift stores. Even the cheapest outfit would cost at least $40, money he simply didn't have. Most people would have canceled the interview, but Jamal didn't. Instead, he got to work. He took his best pair of black jeans, the least faded, least wrinkled, and ironed them carefully using a towel and a borrowed hair straightener. He found an old blazer in a donation bin behind a local church, frayed at the sleeves, missing a button. He patched the sleeve with black thread and sewed a button on using dental floss. He didn't have a collared shirt, so he took a black t-shirt and carefully folded the neckline under the blazer to mimic a dress shirt collar. For a belt, he tucked an iPhone charging cable through the loops of his jeans and tucked it under the blazer so it wasn't visible. He looked at himself in the mirror. It wasn't perfect, not even close, but it was clean, presentable, and most importantly, it was a reflection of someone who refused to give up. He showed up to the interview early. The receptionist gave him a strange look. So did the hiring manager. But the CEO, who happened to walk by the front desk, stopped, smiled, and asked, "What drives you?" Jamal didn't hesitate. "Necessity," he said. "If I don't have it, I find a way. If I can't afford it, I improvise. But I always show up." They didn't even finish the interview. The CEO offered him the job on the spot. Jamal started at the bottom, sorting shipments, managing inventory, helping wherever he was needed. But he brought the same energy to every task. If something broke, he fixed it. If something was missing, he filled the gap. If he didn't know the answer, he found it. Within a year, he was promoted. Within 3, he was managing the entire operations team. 5 years later, that little startup sold for $30 million. Jamal was part of the executive team by then. He walked into that exit meeting wearing a custom-tailored suit, bought with his own savings, earned from the job he got with a $3 blazer and a phone charger belt. He still keeps that original blazer in his office, framed behind glass, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. He calls it the uniform of determination. Jamal's story isn't about fashion. It's not even about getting a job. It's about the mindset that separates people who wait for opportunity from people who create it. He didn't succeed because he had the right clothes. He succeeded because he had the right mindset. In a world obsessed with polish and perfection, we forget that the most powerful tool we have is resourcefulness. Not resources, not luck, not even timing, just the ability to show up with what you have and do your best anyway. So the next time you feel like you're not ready, too broke, too inexperienced, too underqualified, remember this: you don't need to look the part to become the part. You just have to show up anyway.